Gonna say it. Remember I used to try to you gone. Pick up whenever you gone. Hit the parking lot into sound.
Subscribe your channel.
We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want.
I was putting my fall sweaters away when I started looking at some of the amazing pieces I have, the quality, the structure, the silhouette, and I started thinking about how some of my tips and tricks that I've used to acquire such amazing pieces might actually be useful for you. If you are in the market for high quality sweaters, you want to get clothes that last a lifetime, not things that are going to end up in the landfill or be items that you have to get rid of because the quality is just not giving, then you definitely want to watch this video because we're going to talk about it. The first thing I look for when thrifting or buying sweaters in general, whether it be a cardigan or a pullover or crew neck or something like that, is I look for detail and silhouette. This particular cardigan is not a button cardigan, but it does have a type of tulip bottom. Something I really appreciate about vintage sweaters is the attention to detail. This has so much beading and embroidery right here. It has pearls, and the pearls are even different tones. So we have the creamy tone, the gray tone, which makes this a very versatile cardigan when it comes to your jewelry and being able to wear two-tone jewelry, because this sweater could go with silver or it could go with gold, and I do like to oftentimes mix and match my metals. So that's one thing that I really love about this sweater. This one is actually Angora and wool, so the quality is actually insane. You can kind of see up close the slight furriness of it. But this is one of those sweaters that I pull for time and time again because it's just unique enough that I don't get bored, but it has some very classic elements to it that allow me to wear it in so many different ways. I even like to take this sweater a lot of times and belt it and wear it over other things. I will definitely style this up as if it were a shirt, you know, and I'll just do like a little undershirt or something underneath it. But this sweater right here, amazing. This is another sweater that is along the same lines, but a little bit more extra, I guess you can say, when it comes to the silhouette. It has very strong shoulder pads, but it has all of this detail right here that's giving animal print, beading, different things like that. This one also has this fold over style of collar, and even though you can wear this one open, it does actually have a button where I can button it down here and wear it like this. I love this sweater so much because of the shoulder pads and the silhouette underneath the arm. It's giving kind of like bat wing, but this is very much a mohair sweater. It is lined, so the itching isn't too crazy, but if you're sensitive to mohair, this one would probably bother you because you can actually feel the mohair around the collar. It doesn't bother me because I'm not sensitive to wool and mohair and things like that, but it's definitely a sweater that I pull for time and time again because of the versatility and the shape of it. It's very different than the other one. The other one is very soft and like feminine because it is like a mohair and wool. Actually, that one's Angora. It's an Angora and wool blend. Angora is very soft because it's like fluffy. This is mohair. This is gonna give edgy, structured, slightly rock and roll, depending on how you choose to style it. I'm already getting black hair all over this. This is legitimately one of my favorite ones because of the color. The color is insane. And this one is also a mohair, I believe, and it's custom. It's lined in silk, and you can see right here the designer and the fact that it says custom. So this one was actually custom made, and it just looks insane. It has these hook and eye clasp going down, so you can hook it and clasp it like a cardigan. I also love to belt this one as well occasionally, but this one is so warm, I will oftentimes wear this in place of a jacket. Like, it's so warm and cozy, and up close you can see all of the different detail. The hairs are like a combination of brown and this turquoisey blue. You can kind of you can see the different fur hairs. This gives a sort of color shift energy when it's in different light, which I do love. And overall, again, it has power shoulders. It's very statement when it comes to the silhouette of this one, and it's one of the reasons that I picked it up. I want to say all of these sweaters that I'm showing you, I did not pay over $30 for any of them, and the quality is actually insane. I want to show you this sweater closed before I put it on because I really want you to understand the silhouette. But look at all of this detailed knit work. This is a handmade sweater. You can see by the tag right there. This is a handmade sweater, and it is made from wool yarn. I saw this sweater in the thrift and I immediately knew I was taking it home. It had all kind of like tree hay and stuff in it because I don't know what was going on before it got donated, but I was like, you know what? I will sit here with tweezers and pick every single piece of hay out because I just love the silhouette of this sweater so much. It's so unique. It's so different. Look at this. I mean, can you believe it? So one of the tips that I have for you is in the thrift store, but also more specifically searching online and you want to do vintage or pre-loved, look for handmade. Handmade sweaters and cardigans tend to have some of the best details because it is handmade. Like, the person making it is making it with love. They are making it with intention. And so they add these special little details that you don't tend to see in mass-produced cardigans and sweaters. This one obviously buttons. It looks really cute. You could also add a belt and give a very peplum vibe, but I just love the detail of this sweater so much. And this one, surprisingly, even though it's wool yarn, is not very itchy at all. So it's very cozy, it's very warm. I love this one. And this is one of the main reasons that I actually go for and look for custom sweaters or handmade sweaters, because of the amount of detail that you can get in those pieces. This sweater I'm gonna have to back up quite a bit for you to see, but it is floor length. Look at this. This is one of my favorite long cardigans. I like the fact that I can button it up, which means that with a really cool thick statement belt, I could style this like a sweater dress. This is made out of wool. This one is one of my more itchy sweaters, and even though I'm not super sensitive, I could see how this one would tear somebody up who was sensitive to wool. So typically with this one, if I feel like I'm gonna be wearing it for a long period of time, I'll add like a long sleeve under it and I'm fine. But this one is so cool because of all of the different abstract looking art on it. I love to go for a sweater that has a print or some type of abstract art on it because it just adds so much. This is over a plain white t-shirt and blue jeans, duh, as you can see. However, I want you to understand and notice how every time I switch the sweater, it kind of changes the look because every sweater is just so completely different. So I highly recommend trying to find the sweaters that are bold and have really colorful prints, even if you're somebody who typically goes for basics and neutrals, because you can actually have a completely basic and neutral outfit underneath, but adding the sweater adds interest and you don't have to switch up anything. Like, you could literally wear this, a pair of really cool black ankle boots that are leather, very classic, but you throw something like this over and immediately your outfit has become statement. Now we're getting into fur territory. I love to find a sweater, especially vintage sweaters, that have some type of fur. So this one is, first of all, a gorgeous color. Like, are you seeing that? Fuchsia. It also has some of the detail that we've been talking about in the knit. So it's actually different color mohair yarn that has been used to knit this, but this is completely real fur. Rabbit fur, I believe it is. This is rabbit fur, and then this right here is suede. This type of detail is not in current modern day sweaters or cardigans. It's just not, unless you're going very high-end designer. And I even feel like some of the higher-end designers are starting to slack in quality. And I just love having these kind of details in my clothing items because it makes them feel special. I love the color. I love the fact that this is a little bit longer, you can kind of see. And I could button this up because it does have buttons, add a cute little belt or no belt at all, just put on tights and some knee-high boots, and I could wear this as a sweater dress. It is so pretty. and the color is just phenomenal. These are the kind of things that I feel like you can only get on the vintage secondhand market, because you're not finding this in store, especially made out of this quality. We have a few more cardigans before we start getting into the pullovers. This is one of the ones that I got during when thrifting at Halloween was amazing. It's not amazing anymore, but back in the day, going into the thrift store around Halloween meant you were gonna secure some of the most amazing vintage pieces, because it was almost like they kind of saved it for Halloween and put it all out. And so I found this in the Halloween section, and I just love this plaid. You guys probably have not seen this in a while. If you're an OG, you remember this, but you still haven't seen it in a while. And if you're new, you've definitely never seen this, but I love this cardigan so much. It's like a plaid. It's honestly giving Chanel. If I were to add a Chanel brooch, you would fully think this is vintage Chanel. It's so pretty, it's knit, it's such amazing quality, and it's one of those that I'll never get rid of. Like, I love it so much. I love the fact that I can actually button this up and wear it like a sweater. I could wear it as a cardigan, or I could just wear it as a button-up sweater. It's very versatile, and I love the colors. All of the different colors in this plaid give me so many opportunities. I have green boots this color that I could wear with it. I have yellow boots this color I could wear with it. I don't have red. Red, like knee-high boots, are next on my list. I almost got these Christian Dior ones that I low-key I regret not pulling the trigger because somebody bought them. But I could wear this with so many different types of knee-high boots that I have. I even would wear this with my leopard because of this color scheme right here. I feel like this and my leopard half hair boots from Shoots would look actually amazing. I'm gonna keep that in mind because we need to style that up. But yeah, this is one of those sweaters that just gives you so many styling opportunities because of all the colors in it. I have two different cream sweaters. I am not going to forget about you neutral girls. This one is by, who is this by? I want to say Ann Taylor, maybe? Liz Claiborne. And this is Lambswool and Angora. Fully Lambswool and Angora. This is a high quality sweater. Again, modern day brands, they just don't do it. They don't do it like that no more. But look at this detail. Let me see if you can see. Okay. You can kind of see the detail. This is embroidered in with a type of satin ribbon, and that's what makes me love this. It only has this one singular button right here at the top, so you can just wear it open. But I still love this sweater. I actually thrifted this probably about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and I have not worn it because I always every season forget that I have it because of my previous closet situation. But now that I've pulled it out, it's definitely gonna be one that I just throw on because it's just, even with the outfit like this, just so casual but cute. And I really like the silhouette of it. I think it's very unique and still not so statement and out there if you're somebody who's a little bit more simple. This rouge sweater is one that I thrifted in LA, or where was I? I was in Burbank, and immediately when I saw it, I knew, oh, this is a great quality sweater. It's Rouge Paris. I want to say this is wool. Let me see. No, it's mohair. So this is mohair, but it's knitted. And I love the creamy, borderline butter yellow, but it's more creamy than it is butter yellow. And I love this cardigan so much. I actually wore this so much back in California. It's slightly sheer, which you can't tell because I have on this white t-shirt underneath it, but you could definitely do a cream bra and wear this, and it gives kind of like slightly sheer. And I just think it's so cute. I love these types of cardigans. They're simple, but they have so many different ways that you can style. And again, I did thrift this. You are able to still find stuff like this on the thrift and secondhand market. So definitely consider looking for knitted cardigans, and this is the brand if you guys are interested. We have one transitional into the next, because this, I guess it is kind of like a cardigan, but this is by St. John. We love a good St. John piece. But when I saw this, I had to get it because I was like, this is gonna be so cute. I wear this as a top more than I wear it as an open cardigan because I love how cropped it is. So some of my high waist wide leg jeans, which are not really high waist and on me anymore because of my weight. I can't fit them, but I just love the fact that I could zip this all the way up and wear it. It doesn't really look great with this necklace. I probably wouldn't do that, but this, when I first got it, used to fit me very tight, and I could like zip it and have like a little bit of cleavage. Not anymore, but I still love it. I still enjoy it. St. John is probably one of my favorite knits to thrift because they're very high quality, typically very expensive if you buy them retail. But I have been very lucky to come across amazing St. John pieces in the thrift store, and this is one of them. Okay, now we're getting into the pullovers, so you guys are gonna have to forgive me ahead of time. I know my hair is about to look crazy, but this right here, look at this detail. And it is lined in a type of Angora knitting, as well as all of the other details. This type of sweater is the reason I thrift my sweaters. You're not finding anything like this retail. You're just not. It has the shoulder pads, which again, I love. And I feel like if any brand is doing anything even similar to this, it is Balmain. Balmain, do you guys see all the hair floating in the air? Balmain is the one who does a lot of details in their sweaters, in their cardigans, and different things like that. So when I see these sweaters, oftentimes that is the brand that I think of, but I just love coming across sweaters like this. And actually I do have more in my garage, which I need to get. They're more of like button-up cardigans. I will go for a cardigan like this every single time. This one has a lot of silver threading in it. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. It has like the silver threading in it, and I think that's really great if you're a silver jewelry wearer. If you're looking for sweaters like this on the secondhand market, some of the key search terms that I would type in is Angora sweater, Angora mohair sweater, or vintage Angora sweater. When you type in those types of terms, you will come up with things like this that have a lot of detail to it, because a lot of sweaters now are not made out of Angora. So if you type in Angora sweater, you are going to come up with a bunch of vintage sweaters. I live for an Angora sweater with this type of detail. Can you see? Hold on, do you see that? It is probably one of my favorite sweaters. And what I love about an Angora sweater is the fact that it's not itchy. Like, it's so soft. This sweater actually has shoulder pads, which I know a lot of people would probably rip out, but I just love the shoulder definition. This sweater is amazing. You have to type in Angora sweater in a lot of different ways to be able to find sweaters like this, but when you do, it's so worth it. Gorgeous. Like, I'm not going out anywhere and seeing anybody in this sweater, but it's a nice creamy neutral, just neutral enough to be able to go with a lot of different things, but interesting enough that a lot of people are not gonna have this sweater. This is another one of my most worn vintage sweaters. This one is a combination of Angora and Mohair, and it's giving, what's that artist? Monet. It's giving Monet. So like from far away, you can kind of see an image, but up close, it's giving splotchy paint. I love this sweater so much, the color, everything about it. And if you guys have not noticed, I really tend to go for jewel tones. I wear lots and lots of jewel tones, whether it be fuchsia, very vibrant reds, royal purples, turquoises, golden yellow colors. I love jewel tones, and I think that they go really well with my skin tone. This sweater is definitely one that I cannot wait to pull out, and it's so warm that a lot of really cool days, like if it's 60 degrees outside, I could wear this outside and be perfectly fine. I know 60 degrees is not cold to a lot of people, but depending on where you're at, 60 degrees feels different. So for me, where I'm at, 60 degrees is quite nippy outside. I could wear this and be totally fine. I don't need a jacket, and it's very, very comfortable. But this is just an example. It has a little collar right here. This is just an example of the type of vintage sweaters that you can find, again, online. You just got to know how to search. But this one is actually Mohair and Angora. This is the last sweater I'm actually going to try on for you guys, but I do have two others that I'm going to hold up and show you. They're very much giving the same silhouette as some of these other ones, so you don't really need to see me try it on. This is one of my other favorite highly worn sweaters. Look at this detail. And it's made out of wool. This is wool. I love this crew neck, not crew neck. It's like a button up kind of situation going. And I love to wear this one with over the knee boots or leather leggings with thigh high boots and things like that. I just think it looks so pretty. And it's one of those that's so thick. Again, I don't feel like I need to wear a jacket over it. At best, I would probably wear a trench, maybe. Like I have a couple leather trenches that I think would look really good with this, but for the most part, it's just, it stands alone. And the detail, like I said, is just, look at that detail. Amazing. Honorable mentions. This little shrunken Angora sweater, super cute. I like to wear this one in the beginning of spring when it's still very chilly outside, but I do think this is also a early fall piece that's really cute. I love the colors. This is a unique and interesting combination of colors. I feel like when it comes to vintage sweaters, especially those with prints, they tend to put a lot of colors together that you don't really see as common today. Like you don't really see this dusty rose, this minty green and brown put together, but I do love this color combination. I think it looks absolutely amazing together. This is another one that actually has leather and fur on it, and it's cream. I love this sweater. It has shoulder pads in it, but the fur detail is right here. This is like leather right here. And a lot of times you can find some really cool vintage sweaters that have leather patchwork or leather designs on the front. I highly recommend those because they're typically made so well. I do have quite a few of those in the garage. If you guys want a part 2 for the vintage sweaters, let me know, because I gotta be honest, this is probably only half of my vintage sweater collection. And I wouldn't even say that these are some of the best ones, but some of the best ones are also in the garage. So if you guys want a part 2, let me know. This is the last sweater that I'm going to show you. It's a combination of a really nice knit and Angora, and it has a very wide neck, so it's giving like you could wear this off the shoulder, but it's kind of shrunken and cropped at the same time. I love this one. It's very comfortable, and because of all of the different textures in it, I feel like it's so interesting to look at, and it's giving that, again, borderline butter yellow but cream. And I definitely will be styling this up quite a bit in this upcoming season. I felt like it was important to show you my collection of vintage sweaters because right now a lot of people are online. They're scouring the internets to try to find the best sweaters, try to find the best things. A lot of people tend to neglect the secondhand market. Now I know it is starting to trend. It is becoming more and more popular, but real thrifters, people who really do this, they are true to this, not new to this. You guys know still, even with the growing popularity of thrifting, how to find the goods. I'm just trying to share a little bit of that knowledge with you if you're like new to thrifting or you've never thrifted before. I feel like a lot of my core audience who started with me doing all the thrift videos, y'all are true to this. You're not new to this, you know. But if you are looking for ways to save on your fall wardrobe and you want to get some interesting, unique, high quality pieces, this is an idea of what you can actually get. Again, all of these, none of them were over $30, which is insane considering you can't even get a real good H&M or Zara sweater for under $30. Not really, and it's going to be made of acrylic or polyester. So I say all that to say, if you guys want to see more or you want more tips and tricks on how to find really good vintage pieces for the fall and winter season, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know. Like this video, hype it. If you're on mobile, you can swipe to the left, I believe it is, and hit hype. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I love you, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.